Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Armando. Welcome, guys who listened to me for a while, or the new people. Welcome to Bomberos on Fire podcast. Today, I got a great guest, if I can say it. It will be a little bit bilingual, so those you guys who speak Spanglish will be comfortable. The ones who doesn't, don't worry, I got subtitles in English too. Sometimes we'll see what happens. It all depends how the language goes. Before we started, I want to thank you guys from South America, Europe, Poland, Puerto Rico, Texas, Florida who listen to the podcast. Germany, Turkey. I got people from the Philippines. I don't know how, but I got them. Also, if you don't mind to subscribe, like the video on the YouTube channel if you are on YouTube or in the Spotify, we appreciate it so I can continue doing videos and get support and also get some money too. Why not? And before we start, thank you so much, Rita,
Oh my God,
for
it's
your
a
time.
pleasure.
Thank you so much. If you don't mind to introduce yourself, think who you are, what do you do, and we go from there.
So I'm Rita Alam, and I am a diabetes prevention lifestyle coach. I actually just retired a couple of months ago, but I have continued to do my practice through volunteering.
Oh,
I was a fitness instructor, very high end. I've been in the industry for 30 years. And when I started, I was a fitness instructor, very high intensity classes. And it was when I started working, I've always worked for hospitals. When I started
okay.
working with cancer patients, that I started finding this attraction to meditation, to yoga, to breath work, to connecting more, to truly learning more about connecting with the mind, the body, and the soul, which before that was not who I am now. Before that, I was high intense. I was a VP of an import and exporting company, which was my parents' company in Miami.
Wow.
And of course, being the daughter of immigrants from Cuba who came here during Fidel Castro, that
It's
they,
the 60s.
yes, when they
Yeah.
arrived here, they had to work hard. And my father was one of those men who made it and became successful. And with that also came him wanting to keep the legacy for them. For the Cuban parents, legacy is very important. And me being an only child, it was important that I went to college, that I had a degree. And so I did. I had my degree in business and economics. And then I started running his company. And it was a very intense, intense responsibility, OCD, that's one of the things that I have had to work on.
Yeah.
And when suddenly in my late 29, very early 30s, because of my kids, I decided to get in the wellness industry, becoming a fitness instructor so I could fit the schedule with the kids in school.
Yeah.
I started learning, like I said, when I worked with the cancer patients, I started learning how to listen. And because of that, I can tell you that my life is much more rewarding because I have learned to pace myself. I have learned to listen to others, and I have learned to listen to myself.
Yeah.
So even if you come from a very high intensity family, even if you've decided to have a career in your life, you can also learn to slow down.
Yes.
So
I
that's
agree. I agree.
my introduction.
No, that was beautiful. I agree. Slow down. Like you said, cógelo suave.
Cógelo suave.
Because life is only one. You only have one chance. You don't have a prequel, sequels, none of that. So you need to enjoy life. Whatever little time or long time you got here in this earth, this moment, you have to enjoy it and do the best you can to enjoy your family. And as you know, I'm a fireman, so my schedule is 24/48, but I try my best to enjoy my family when I can. I do multiple things, but I'm trying to fit that with my family life. To me, family is important. It is people surround you. It doesn't matter if it's kids, wife, or friends, or parents. Is whatever you call family. You need to keep it close to you.
So
And I agree with you.
you've touched at least 3 points that when we talked about doing the podcast, these are one of the things that we wanted to try
Hmm.
to like focus on and talk about. And with that in mind, I want to have a toast with you and with all of your listeners. Here's to
Yes.
health.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. I got my coffee.
I got my ginger shot.
Great.
Mm,
Oh yeah, I'm a Star Wars fan, as you notice. Ooh.
I love it. So when you said when we were talking about pacing y tú dijiste cógelo suave,
Hmm.
bien interesante, super important. We all tend to be talking to each other with our friends and kidding around and all that. Oye, cógelo suave, take it light, don't worry about it, don't sweat the small things. And it's great that we use that vocabulary and that subconsciously that's always coming up. Cógelo suave,
Yeah.
cógelo suave. But what does that really mean to us individually? What does it
Yeah.
mean to cógelo suave? It depends on the situation that you're in, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But starting to truly, if there's anything in this podcast that I can talk about, before we started, I always do my meditation and I always say, divine creator, the universe, energies, please speak through me. So at least if there's one thing that I say, somebody who's listening could truly understand it and want to put it into practice. And in the long run, actually have benefits because they did
Yeah.
put it into practice.
Yeah.
And cogiéndolo suave, taking it light, listening to yourself, it's very important. And you can be OCD, you can be a very high intense person, and you can learn to do it. It doesn't mean that right now you're going to sit down and say, well, in 5 minutes, I'm going to learn how to cogerlo suave. No, it doesn't happen that way. You actually have to allow yourself to run wild. You have to allow yourself to let all the thoughts come and all the worries. Y como los cubanos y los latinos se meten en la vida de todo el mundo before
Yes.
cogerlo suave and take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Become aware of what it is that you're doing. Are you truly so busy taking care of other people that do not want you or are
True.
not asking you for your help? They're doing fine on their own. We all have to listen. We all have to learn our own lessons. And in part, go back into that and sit down and realize, on a daily basis, I am grateful that I wake up with health, with a wonderful body, that I'm able to do all these things that I have to do, that I have a mind that's constantly thinking, keeping me healthy, keeping me safe, keeping me on my schedule. But I need to dedicate that time to me, to making sure that I achieve all the things that I'm supposed to achieve. Because when
Yeah.
I achieve what I'm supposed to achieve, I'm actually helping everybody else get their stuff done.
Yeah. It's
Nadie
true.
tiene que cargar con lo mío. Yo estoy completando lo mío.
Yeah. It's like a puzzle. You're the little piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
So you want to put that all together. And one thing that I always preach, no matter what I do, is lead by example. So do it. Try to take care of yourself first. Take care of your home. Do your housekeeping, and then you can help out the neighborhood. That's the way I see it. Like in my case, I try to do the best I can to be the in position I have. Whatever I do, I try to put 100%. So I know that if I do that, my wife or my kids or my brother or my family will do the same eventually, because that's contagious when you're trying to aspire and go up in that. But it's true too. When you in that position, like your example in the past, be the CEO or the company who runs the company, that's a lot of weight to carry. That's a lot of things to do. And what make you? I'm curious. Going from the company, running the company, boss to go into wellness and do take care of yourself and take care of the other ones? Because one thing is take care of the company, and one thing is take care of people. So what make
Yes.
you change that mentality?
It was my children. It was Nico
Okay.
and Frankie. So they were small. I
Hmm.
can't complain because in the company we had a babysitter in the company. We had a daycare in the company. My father has always been an amazing man, very organized and very well thought about everything. So he said, Rita, I want you to continue to stay in the company, but I know that the family is important. So he put like a daycare. We had a daycare in the
Oh,
company. We had a lady who took care of the kids, and it was fantastic. It was great. She did a great job taking care of them, but I was always working.
yeah. It wasn't you.
It wasn't me. And
Yeah.
you see your children growing, and she's feeding them, and she's putting them to nap, and she's playing with them. And I am dedicating myself to a business and working. And every day was the same thing. No matter what, every day was the same thing. Every
Yeah.
day you hustle. Every day you answered questions. Every day you went out there and you made sure that the money was there to pay your bills. Every day you dealt with the clients. But every day was the same thing. The next day was the same thing. The next day was the same thing. And one day I said to my dad, Papi, I really would like to sell the company and retire. And my father was very wonderful. It happened.
Phew.
Sold the
Okay.
company, we retired. I stayed at home with the kids. I loved raising my children. It was an
Yeah.
amazing time in my life. But then you also have to start taking care of yourself. So I decided to start going to the gym. So I start going to the gym. I start working
Yeah.
out. And when I'm working out, the director of the gym said to me, have you ever thought about becoming a personal trainer, a fitness instructor? And I said, oh, no, never. And she said, you know what? I think it would be great. And then I said, well, how does that work? She goes, well, I would hire you immediately to work here at the hospital because I like the way that you talk to the people. I have always talked to people, and people always come and talk to me and tell me their problems. My husband says to me, how long have you known this lady? I just met her. I said, I just met her. But
I know. I know that feeling.
it feels right. People just tell you
Yes.
things and you're like, okay. So I got my certification and I
Hmm.
started working for the hospital. Then my kids go to school, and now I have the opportunity to become a partner in education in their school. So I brought their
Oh,
school into the hospital and we became partners in education with them. So now I would bring the exercise fitness into the schools. And one
that's cool.
thing that was, and I don't want to get into politics because one thing that, I'm going to go away from that a minute and I'll come back. One thing that people are really ignorant about is immediately creating a barrier with another human being when they hear that they're not in the same political status that they are in.
Uh, yes, I hate that because guess what? We're in the same place. We all Americans.
Yeah.
We all Cubans. We all Venezuelans. It doesn't matter. We are trying to work together. It doesn't matter if you're right, left, middle. I don't care. I'm the same way. And trust me, I work in an environment that politics is influence a lot of things just because it's the fire department. But yeah, I'm a firm believer that doesn't matter if you right or left, we can work together.
Yes.
I really, yeah, I can't stand that. It's just crap to
And
me.
people have created so many barriers to
Yeah.
moving forward just because of
Yes.
that. Son unos ignorantes. And I would
Yeah.
love for people to send you questions and remarks and say, how could she say that? I like to talk to people who say no, because they said, oh yeah, let's discuss. Let's agree to
Yeah.
disagree, pero vamos a discutir,
Yes.
vamos a hablar, no vamos a pelear. No me vas a decir, I can't talk to you anymore.
That's crazy.
Yes.
That's crazy. And I came from a place, Venezuela, which, well, people see in the news is horrible. I mean, it's a horrible place. And I know what it feels to live in a political system that doesn't work. But it doesn't mean that I'm not able to open my mind and talk about it
Yeah.
and talk to somebody else. I mean, that's part of communication. And it's beautiful when a lot of people from different backgrounds can get together and do something good in common. That's what I'm looking for all the time.
So the reason why I brought that up is because while I was already working now with the hospital, we start bringing other schools. So we were bringing low income schools, public schools,
Okay.
into the program. And it was a great, great program. It was so great. And the reason why I say about politics is because at that moment, Clinton was president.
Okay.
And he's the one that brought exercise back into the schools.
Mm-hmm.
And he created a program. And we launched the pilot program in Sunshine Elementary School in Fort Lauderdale, in Pembroke Pines.
Oh, wow.
And I was so proud to be part of that program. Even though I was not a Democrat, I was proud to be part of a program that a president took the heart to implement to help the community and to help the kids that needed it.
Yeah.
And that was where I started realizing, like, wait a minute, I am flexible.
Yeah.
I'm not just like, this is the way it is, this is the way. I'm flexible. I can work with this organization. I can represent this organization. And we brought the program into the public schools. It was a great success because of those numbers and that data that was collected, because the kids at risk started actually performing better in their school grades when the exercise once an hour was implemented.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
And during that time, I was working with the kids who were being pumped Ritalin. Cuando eso, era cuando aquí todos los doctores estaban mandándole Ritalin a todos los niños, because some teachers couldn't handle the kids being active. And it was like, your kid is very inactive, he's ADD. So that's when ADD went up the roof. Kids were given Ritalin. And I would have some of these children, such good kids, fourth graders were the highest grade that I was working with. And they would come to me and they would say, I want to play and I want to exercise, but I'm so tired. So then I had to become involved as to, okay, now I have to talk to your parent and see how much medication you're getting. Are you really getting what you need based on your weight? Are they overdoing it? So from an economics and business degree, which everything is a timeline, everything is, you follow the rules, you math, debits, credits, everything numbers, 2 + 2 is 4. Now I start working with human people that everybody is different. Nothing is the same. Now I truly need to start listening and start paying attention to individual needs. But imagine if we would take that approach on a daily basis. And when you walk out of your house and you go to the cleaners, or you even go to your work and you're working with 20, 30 different people, and maybe one day one of them comes in a really bad mood and they're nasty, and instead of you launching at them, you sit back and you say, wait a minute, there's probably something going on at their home today. Let me try to I'm not going to take anything personal. That's another thing. Don't take things personal. So that's when I started to learn to listen to younger kids. And I had to become kind of like a guardian for those kids with the teachers, because it would, I would find that some of the teachers were like, okay, now you're taking care of the kids during this time. I'm going to go do this. I would say, no. You got to stay here with me and you got to learn how to do this. Because when I'm not here, you should be in the class. And when the kids start getting a little too hyper, maybe that's when you say, okay, everybody get up. Let's do 20 sit-ups. Let's do 20 jumping jacks. Get that energy out. Sit back down again. Let's do a little bit of things like that. I started learning that about myself. Okay, Rita, you need to start listening more. You need to start. Then I started working with cancer patients. And that was hard.
Ooh, that is hard. I every time that I deal with a cancer patient on my work, it is hard, because especially in the end, when they have stage 4, treatment is already gone, it's in hospice, so the mentality change. Everything changed for them. How you treat them, how you talk to them. It's completely, yeah, that will be a big jump for going from fourth graders that are full alive. They know that are about to, they're babies and they're trying to get into a world, and to cancer patients. They're fighting literally for their life.
Yes. So another program we were involved at that time, I was very lucky. I had amazing, the directors at the hospital, my bosses were amazing people. They would always approach me and say, "Hey, Rita, what do you think about this? What do you think about this program? We want to launch this program. Do you want to run with it?" And I always found it interesting, and they always gave me the ability to express myself and do what I had to do. Never put any guidelines
Barriers.
that I did not agree with, and I would say, "Well, I don't agree with that, but I'm going to go do it anyway." It was never like that. It was work
Good.
with an open heart. Work with an open heart. So this was years ago. So a study was done that weight training was good for cancer patients, because when they were doing their chemo, that the bones would become
Denser.
brittle. Doing the weight training, the muscles would help protect the bone.
Yes.
So we started doing weight training with the cancer patients, and it was very rewarding. The only thing that was tough was when I would show up and there was somebody missing.
Yeah.
And it was like, it was difficult to approach it, because everybody would ask, "Where's so-and-so? Where's so-and-so? Where's so-and-so?" And for me, it was like, well, hopefully they're just having a bad day today. It would be really sad to learn that they were no longer with us.
Yeah,
So
that's a tough part.
with that, I learned how to even be more loving every day with the people that I was meeting, because I had the symptoms of the medicine of when they're here one day and they're not the other day.
Yeah.
And what did you not say? What did you not express? And it's funny, because with that, I'm going to make a note, because I want to go into when people have arguments. Okay.
Yeah.
So that opened up my heart, opened up my abilities to now listen more, be more attentive to people's needs, and then try to work on myself on how I deliver my message. Because we are who we are.
Yeah.
Somos latinos, somos intensos, somos... we were raised con la abuela que decía, "I am so sorry, you might have to beat this. Oye, no comas mierda. Dale, ponte, no sea que eso, tú no eres come mierda, tú no eres estúpido, like that.
Yeah, no, I know.
Levántate, haz eso, ¿Cómo me vas a decir que tú no puedes? Tú sí puedes.
Yeah. Keep moving forward.
Keep moving forward.
Keep moving.
So how do we empower people, but with a loving way? Because not everybody was raised the way we were.
No.
Many people were raised with a loving hand. Ay, pobrecito, don't do that. But I did not know how to speak to people like that. I had to learn how to speak to people like that. Constantly growing, right?
Yeah.
You're
always
constantly
learning.
growing. So hopefully we all, to the listeners, hopefully you have already reached there. You guys are more advanced than we are. But if you feel you need a refresher course or a reminder, let's remember that everything in life that we have gone through, every obstacle that is placed in our way, that we give it a name, an obstacle, which is truly just a lesson on how to move around it, how to jump forward, how to prepare ourselves. These are just lessons in life that we need. They have been placed there for us to become the person that we are today.
Yeah. No matter how horrible it was in the past, no matter how many things have you done that you think that you didn't have luck, that'll make you who you are. That's how it is. Like immigrating to another country, regardless where you are, Spain, United States, doesn't matter. That makes you who you are, and that might break you, or that make you better, but you cannot change that. That's the beauty of life. You need to learn and grow and change. Life is not, to me, it's not one path, black and white. It's a lot of colors, a lot of grays area, a lot. Most gray than black and white to me, because you never know. You never know.
You never know. And you bring that up, and what comes to my mind is how many people we live in a melting pot. Aquí ya todo,
Yes.
we live in a melting pot. And it's beautiful, right? Because you get
Mhm.
to see so many different
Cultures and food and people,
you learn.
accents.
It's so funny because people love to eat the Cuban food. Pero when
Yes.
they hear somebody only speaking Spanish, then you get the kind. They should speak English. Yes, they should speak English. We should speak Italian. We should speak Japanese. We should
Yes.
speak Portuguese. We should speak Spanish. We
German.
should speak English. We should speak we should speak French. We as human beings have a brain that can learn to do anything. We
Yeah.
can learn languages. We should all be learning. Pero how
Yeah.
can you don't know what that person that is only speaking Spanish has gone through, like you just said, immigrating from another country. How much hardship, leaving
Yeah.
families behind, leaving la costumbre, what you do on a daily basis, you suddenly have to
Yeah.
start learning something new.
The food, because that happened to me. I'm still miss my Venezuelan cheese and bread and all that. I mean, I guess I'm my first generation for my family coming to the U.S. So I immigrated in 2007 from Venezuela, and it's a culture shock because you don't the language. And I moved first to Tennessee and then down to Florida, so it's a complete different
Oh my
culture.
God, yes.
I, yeah, I went from reggaeton to country music really quick.
Mira, you take me now to Tennessee. One of our sons lives in Tennessee.
Okay.
And for me, I tell him, why Tennessee? He loves it.
Oh, it's great.
He
I love it
loves
too.
it. He loves it. I'm a city girl. I was born and raised in South Beach.
Yeah. No, I love the mountains. I would love to have mountains in Florida. It's so flat, but I can go on vacation. I love to be outdoor. I love it. Tennessee's great for outdoor people.
So that's just it. I mean, mental health. It's about. It starts in you, with you.
Mhm.
So look at yourself and how you react towards other people.
Yeah.
Do you walk out of your house angry? So angry that if somebody starts speaking a language that you don't understand, it affects you in a negative way.
Yeah.
It should not, because you should not even be involved in that conversation. You
It's
should
true.
be doing your thing,
That's true.
you know? So mental health starts, mental health, there are people, there's like homeless people and all that, all you can do is try to help the churches that help them. If you can donate money to the locations that help them, you really cannot approach face to face a homeless person and try to help them, because some of them don't want to be helped.
Yeah.
And unless you're a professional person that knows how to handle that, you should not approach them.
No, you can get stabbed. You can get punched
Yeah.
because you don't know. They might be on the influence of drugs. They might be even us as 911 system. I wait for sometimes for the cops to deal with that first, and then they call us to help them because I'm not trained to handle violent like that. Technically, being honest.
Yeah.
So that's why we got the cops. So I hear you.
So when we're
I
talking
hear you.
about mental health, it's about us, the listeners, wanting to look inside and truly say, what is my mental health? Ask the question, what is my mental health? Well, that's a pretty hard question to answer. Some people have the fear that they don't even want to deal with it. I don't have any mental problems. We all have mental problems.
We all, we do.
Todo el mundo.
We all do.
We were born and we were raised by other people. We were taught by other people. I've lived 59 years. And in 59 years, I have met so many different people, and so many people have been part of who I am that I have learned from. I have seen things. A mí hay personas que me han inculcado cosas.
Yeah.
And all that relates to my mental health.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, taking the time to sit down with a notebook and a pen or a pencil and writing down, what is my mental health? And start writing down whatever comes up. Whatever comes up.
Yeah.
You know, for example, well, I'm going to start with, I realize that I have a healthy body. I got my legs, my arms. I got all of my senses. You know, I'm surrounded. I know how to select my husband, my friends. I'm very lucky with my children. I think I'm doing the right job raising my children. Maybe I'm not. Write it down. When we ask that question and then we, ¿cómo se dice? Skin the...
Yeah, skin the...
La cebollita.
Take it apart, skin it.
Sí, empiezas, You might write, escribes un libro.
Yeah.
Porque todos nosotros somos tan interesantes.
Yeah.
If we would truly find the time to get to know ourselves. Oye, when you start really getting to know yourself little by little, and you start falling in love with who you are, falling in love in the way that you take care of your parents, the way that you love your spouse, the way that you cook for your family, or the way that you appreciate the way other people cook for you.
Yeah.
Because you show love when you cook, but you also show love when you eat that food.
Mm-hmm.
Que a ti te gusta.
Yep. Oh, yeah, I've seen it. And it's true. Yeah.
So
I've seen it.
We are a universe of being able to express love, express respect for others. But in order to do that, you first have to start loving yourself and respecting yourself.
Yeah, and I agree with you. And also, when you start getting that change into yourself, like you respect yourself, people notice that. People get to you. Like when you feel like you finally getting to know yourself, finally understand what's going on, and you know what? Let's go with it. People start like noticing. It's like a aura that you have that you build, and if you're lonely, you will find somebody. If your wife or your husband have a problem with you, it will make it make the change. Like people notice when you are happier, when you are finally in peace with yourself. And I seen it, and it's beautiful. It happened to me actually. I used to in the past have anger problems, anger management a lot. Maybe because of immigration, I don't know, but something wasn't right on my head, and I have to went through a lot of things to finally realize that you have to just calm down. And it helps. It helps. And I never thought, coming from Venezuela, that I'll be talking a podcast with you.
Right?
In English. Yes. Spanglish. Whatever you want to call it.
But look at how beautiful, because it's a choice that you made.
Yes, it's a choice. It's a personal choice.
You came from Venezuela. You went through emotions based on the circumstances that you had to go through to arrive where you are now.
Mm-hmm.
You had anger issues because during that period, there were things that you felt like, why isn't this, you felt like this could be easy. Why is it that I'm having so many, ¿cómo se dice?
Problems. Obstacles.
Obstacles. It should be easier. Why am I having all these obstacles? Pero all those obstacles are what got you to know the language that you know now. You
Yeah.
knew you had to learn the language. It wasn't
Yeah.
going to be easy if you didn't.
Yep.
So you learned the
100%.
language, and then when you learned the language, and you got to a place where you got to a place where you felt this is where I'm feeling comfortable. What did you start doing? You start wanting to help other people.
Yeah.
Because that makes you feel good.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. I actually I was a nurse in Venezuela, and I was a paramedic and all the stuff I'm doing now, but in Venezuela, and having the language uh, down enough so I can share that knowledge or help people. It make me the way I am now. It's 100%.
But you could have continued being a
Oh yeah.
angry person.
Oh yeah. 100%.
A lot of people stay stuck there.
Yeah. I start drinking, drugs, and they go down that path and never come back, or they commit suicide. It happens a lot.
And sometimes when they're in that stage and they see somebody else who changes and starts becoming happy, they start criticizing that person.
Yeah.
So where I'm trying to go is when you're in the stage, when you are actually evolving, when you're becoming that happier person, that peace, when you start feeling more peace inside of you, if you're surrounded or if you have anybody around you who actually starts getting upset at the fact that you're becoming more relaxed, you really need to start looking at that relationship.
Yeah.
And you might have to start getting
Making
yourself
changes.
farther away from them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Because not everybody wants to put the work. Not everybody wants, no todo el mundo se cree, no todo el mundo, perdón. Hay personas que se creen que this is the way that I am, and it's my genetics, and this is who I am, and because I came and I had a really hard time in my life, and I have every right to be upset. We have a right to speak up. We have a right not to accept what we don't believe in. We don't have a right to hurt other people.
That's true.
So it's so many different things. And I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Mando, if I go all over the place.
I don't know. I love it. I love it.
When we're talking and it comes up, boom,
It's great.
we just talk about it.
Yeah, like I said, the podcast to me have to be organic.
Yeah.
And have to be yourself. That's the only thing that I always ask when I'm talking to somebody in the podcast. Just be yourself. Because if not, people won't relate. People feel like fake.
Yeah.
No, this is who you are. This is who I am. And you like it or not, this is who I am. And if you like it, great. If not, well, at least you know my opinion. At least you know what I think, and move on. At least you got a choice.
And I love that, what you're saying. And because it just, imagine if people would really take that notebook and they would say, how's my mental health? And they would also say, this is who I am. We'll start writing down, who are you? Because our past experiences and the way we were raised has a lot to do with the way that we see things. It even can stop us from taking advantage of wonderful opportunities.
Yeah.
Just because we feel, we were raised that wasn't right. Well, write all this stuff down. And then look at other people that have done what you would like to do and you're afraid of doing. How did it work out for them? Why did it work out for them? Is it that maybe we are putting too much weight on something that really is not that important?
Yeah.
And every person is different. Every relationship is different. What works for you might not work for me. But what we're all trying to get at is when you walk out of your house, walk out in a state of mind that you will not lose your shit. You can beep that out too if you want.
Oh no, I keep it on.
Okay.
I keep it this real, girl.
Don't lose your shit. You're in traffic and that's another thing. Traffic is getting horrendous here in Fort Lauderdale. In Miami, it's been horrendous for years. In Orlando,
Oh yeah, for a year. Yes, it's horrible in Miami. Can't drive there.
sorry.
No.
So you know traffic is bad. You know traffic is bad, but yet you go buy a car. You know traffic is bad, and yet you go shopping.
Yeah.
You know traffic is bad.
Yeah.
So you're gonna drive. You're gonna be
You suck
stuck
it
in
up.
traffic.
Yeah.
What are the things you can do? Listen to a good podcast. Listen to an
Yes.
audible book. Put meditative, relaxation. Don't go into meditation while you're driving because you might have an accident. But
Yeah.
do the things that are going to help you learn something new, become better in that time frame that you're going to be in what you call that time of traffic. Let's call it what it is. Reality is it is traffic because it is a bunch of cars that are stuck one into the other, waiting for traffic lights, waiting for the people to exit. It is traffic. But inside of your car, now that's
your world.
You're in control of what's
Yeah, that's your world.
What are you going to make it? Is that going to be your spa moment? Is that your learning moment? Is that your Rita time?
I like it.
I'm not going to waste my time thinking about shit. I'm going to make sure I'm focused. And that's be conscious. We got the subconscious and we got the conscious. When you're driving, you have to be conscious. You need to feel the wheel. You need to know that ahead of your car, you need space. You need to know you need space behind you. You need to be looking at the rear view mirror to see what's going on. You need to pay attention to the sides because you might be a wonderful driver and you might be conscious. Pero hay una mano de gente alrededor tuyo.
Oh, they don't know how to drive.
Pensando en mierda.
Oh my God. Yeah.
They're driving and they're thinking about, because fulanita dijo esto de mí y esto y que lo otro. ¿Qué te importa a ti lo que dijo? Whatever. Let go of that shit. Come back into your place. Be conscious. If you're listening to a podcast, be conscious of your surroundings. That's why we've been giving all of our senses, our eyes to look around, to keep us safe, to see the beautiful things in life. The ears to hear what's going on. La sirena, que si esta empezó a pitar. If somebody beeps y te pita, que te piten. Can you go anywhere? I laugh. That to me is my comedy time. And I look like la gente dice, pero mira esa loca. I'm driving and it's traffic. You can't go anywhere. And you hear somebody beeping, beep, beep. And I look around because I need to find out quién es el come mierda que está beeping. Who's beeping? Where are we going? Where can anybody here go? Listen to the sounds around you.
Yeah.
And immerse yourself in what it is you're learning from those signs. Are you learning that there's other people there that are so impatient that they cannot see in front of them, that there's a bunch of cars there that are not moving? You're not the only one that's not moving. Nobody else is moving. So what are we going to do?
Just make something out of it. Yeah. Yeah. Like I say, embrace the chaos. Make lemon out of lemon. Yeah, just embrace it. What else can you do besides staying stuck in traffic? Like you say, podcasts. You can start singing karaoke if you want. You can do everything you want because you'll be there for at least 30 minutes stuck in traffic. At least.
Do your Kegels.
Yeah.
For men and women, do your Kegels. It's good for your prostate. It's good for women. It's good for everything. Do your Kegels. Oh, what is a Kegel? Google it. Go to your doctor, ask him what the Kegel is, learn what a Kegel is, and start practicing when you're in the red light. Start practicing when you're in traffic. That's a physical thing you're doing. Eso te va a traer a the here and now.
Yeah, be in the present.
Be in the present.
Oh yeah, I agree. It's so true. Make something out of it. I mean, focus that energy that you want to express and curse everybody, and use it for something else.
Yeah. And you know what?
Something else.
It's very easy. When I was, from Miami, imagínate, the middle finger was the right. Well,
All the time.
let's learn how to use the peace finger. Peace. Cuando tú tengas ganas de mandarle el dedo a alguien, ponle peace.
Yeah.
Ponle
This is
love
no.
sign.
Yeah.
Con todo mi amor.
Yeah, because nothing will change. Nothing will change. You cannot change the people. Yeah,
Nothing.
you just have to enjoy the moment. Yeah, it's so true. It is so true. Especially because in my case, I drive fire trucks and big vehicles sometimes. And trust me, I have people driving opposite way from the fire truck and cursing at us because they think there is on the way. Yeah.
Where did the etiquette go of when a fire truck is coming with the lights, you all pull out to the side? People are now racing to go in front of the fire truck so they don't have to get the red lights and all this.
100%.
Entonces, you know what? You're a hypocrite. You don't care about humanity because that fire truck is on its way to save one person or many. And you're getting in the way. You're a hypocrite. No te pares ahí diciendo, because no, eres un hipócrita. When you walk out of your house, you don't walk out with love in your heart and the understanding that you're going to bump into people that are not in the right place. And you are there to make sure that you can clear the way for those who are actually doing something good for humanity so they can arrive where they need to go. Then you're a hypocrite.
No,
y no te pongas a criticar a otra gente.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure if it's your mom or your dad, you will let us know. Make it easy for us.
Oh, yeah.
that's another topic for another podcast.
Yeah.
Before we go further, I want to say that I heard a bird saying that you also have a non-profit organization that helps people around the world.
Oh, yes.
Can you explain a little bit more about it, if you don't mind?
Yes, my husband and I have been ambassadors for Opportunity International for over 12 years now. And Opportunity International is a nonprofit organization. It's an international nonprofit organization. And what they really focus on is on eradicating poverty. They truly go into the areas. For example, Peru, Venezuela, Puerto Rico, India, Africa, Colombia, all over. And they go to the locations where the government wants nothing to do. For example, when we were in Colombia, we were in an area where it had been used as landmines and landfills.
Okay.
And the government, and none of the government trucks, there's no service there, nothing. So the people that have nowhere to live, they actually go to these places y con la madera que está botada y con eso hacen
make
su
the houses.
casita.
Yeah.
They have no running water. Al revés, lo que tienen es pudrición e infección por todo eso. So what we do is we go in there and we have amazing ambassadors. I mean, the people who are part of Opportunity International, anybody can do it. You can start with $5 if you want to. But we have some heavy hitters there as ambassadors. And these people have gone into these different places, architects, and they go and they design the water system for them.
Wow.
And then we have the builders that actually go into the community and train the people, the men in that community. They train them to build it themselves. Opportunity International does not give freely. Opportunity International is a microfinance organization. So they have set banks in these poor areas. And they teach the people that don't even know how to count. They teach them how to save money. And it's so beautiful. When I first saw it, all I wanted to do is to bring that program here to the United States and implement it in elementary schools. Because children need to learn how to save money and the value of money.
Yes, I agree. I do agree with that because, yeah, money is not everything in the world, but you need to know how to manage because that's the currency. That's how you do stuff with money. We like it or not, people hate it or love it. Money is the thing that makes us do things
I love
or
money.
make stuff happen. Yeah. So if you learn how to save money early, we'll save you a lot of troubles in the future. A lot of troubles.
So when they do the banking once a week, they do the banking meetings, and they each have a little box with 3 locks. So in the community, 3 different people have the keys to unlock the different boxes. And they select one person to guard that box. And everybody in the community protects that person.
Yeah.
Because that money belongs to everybody in the community.
Yeah. You create a mini bank, basically.
They have a little passport. Each body has a passport. When they put money in, they have a person who counts the money. Then they have a person who confirms the person who counted the money.
Yeah.
They have the person who writes it down in the little passports. So it's a beautiful system. The way that they make money, because acuérdate que they're not working. They even have the little kids that are 4 years old collecting the plastics. So they collect the plastic and they take it to the companies that give them pennies for it. Some of them go to the companies that make rugs and clothes, and they collect the rags that are thrown away. They collect them and they make rugs.
Wow.
And they sell the rugs and they make money. So once a week, they each come with the money and they're all so happy. They have a list, they name them, they come up, they bring their money. One person counts it, the other person counts it again, confirm, writes it in the passport, and then they put it in front of everybody. They put it in the box. Once
That's
they
awesome.
do that collection from everybody, they open the box, they count how much money they have. Everybody knows how much money is in that box. And there better not be any money missing on the next meeting, because then ¿quién se lo robó?
The only guys with access, yeah.
So ese dinerito lo guardan otra vez. When they have enough money, they say, we have enough money. What do you want to do? So the community puts out, let's say that somebody needs a floor. Somebody needs a stove. Somebody needs medicine. They all decide this amount of money. They vote. Do we take this money and help a particular family that needs it? Or do we divide it into everybody? But that's a decision that they make together.
Yeah. That's pretty awesome.
So when they make enough money that they can now get a loan from Opportunity International, because first we teach them how to save money. Now, when you have enough money and you want a loan because you want to buy seeds so you can start creating, or you want to buy a sewing machine so you can start sewing, or you want to buy a blow dryer so you can start doing hair.
Yeah.
Now Opportunity International will make a loan to you, but you have to pay it every week. You got to pay me back every week. And there's an interest, a very, very low interest. You pay me back every week. With that loan comes training. If you want a loan to buy seeds, we're going to teach you how to become a farmer.
Okay.
If you want a loan for a sewing machine, we're going to teach you how to sew. If you want a loan for hairdressing, we're going to teach you how to become a hairdresser. If you want a loan to cook, we're going to teach you how to cook.
Or like a loan to learn CPR. It will teach you how to do CPR.
Por eso es que quiero conectarte a ti con ellos. Porque imagínate que ahora there's this new program, que hay un programa nuevo que ellos pueden aprender a hacer lo que tú haces in
Yeah,
their
do first aid.
community.
Yeah, simple first aid and some really basic firefighter stuff. I mean, obviously, but
They get the training, they get the loan, they pay back that loan, and now that same money that they paid back with interest and everything is available for them to ask for it
do something
again.
else. Yeah, yeah. It is like the U.S. system for building a company.
Yes.
Like basically, the system here in the U.S. is built to grow your company by loans and all that. But that's the really basic bare bone thing. Is the system in the United States make to build a company and to grow. So that's perfect. That's the system that works around the world, kind of.
And they have so many success stories because also as an ambassador, we're able to go visit all the different places. And I was able to go to some of the houses. One of the projects that they had with the water filter systems, que los pusieron en el bosque, en la casa que
En
el
Miro, no.
bosque.
Sí.
We visited them. Qué pride, qué felicidad ellos con su little water system. Oye, que tienen que trabajar para mantener ese water system clean. Pero felices con su water system, agradecidos. There is a guy who takes care of maintaining the water systems. Él va con su little moped por todos los little huts, dándole mantenimiento. That's his job.
That's beautiful.
He
That's
got
beautiful.
trained to install the water systems and to maintain them.
That's beautiful.
And that's his business.
Yeah, and you created jobs.
So many success stories. There's a lady who started a school in one of these locations donde el gobierno nada. The people who lived there no había colegio. She started a school. She started empowering ladies to coser los uniformes para el colegio. So todos esos niños van a su colegio con sus uniformes, hechos por las mujeres de la comunidad.
That's so cool. That is so cool. That's
such a success story that the government came to her and wanted to take the school away from her. And she said, absolutely not.
no.
My
will go down the
teachers,
drain.
my curriculum, and my school stays here, serving them. We're not going anywhere else. That's a success story.
That is awesome. And it's all done by individuals.
By individuals.
Yeah, in the community, but it's individual power and decision and motivation and yeah, helping the community.
Mano, and the people that started in these communities, because the thing is that they get to move out of that community into a better place, the more money they're making. So we even went to one of the gatherings where we met a lot of the people who were living in these places that there was no bathroom, no water, no nothing. And for instance, one of them became a tour guide. And now he's got little mopeds and little cars, and he's got employees. He started by taking people touring different places, pastelerías. You know,
that's awesome.
Yo a una de las señoras que yo fui le dejé todo, mi secadora, mi curling iron, mis peines, mi cepillo, todo, because she became a beautician and she would go to people's houses.
That's awesome.
It's beautiful.
It's just
and
the power of people.
All because they don't give them the money, they teach them. So now they even have a university program where if the families go to the university and get a degree and start a business and become successful in the business, then Opportunity International will pay for the education of the student. But then that student has to become an ambassador of Opportunity International when they become successful. This is all you gotta give it back.
You have to give back. Yeah, that is also, and where people can find the link, or if they're interested on doing that type of work or get involved with International Opportunity. So
opportunityinternational.com. You can go into their website. They have a donation page there. You can donate $1, $10, $5, whatever. It's whatever you can give. You start small. Start reading the stories. But like for us, we believe in them. So we just like many other people, you give as much as you want. You give as much
Yeah.
as you want, you know? And a lot
So
of
it's
people say to me, but ¿y por qué tú ayudas tanto afuera de los Estados Unidos y aquí no? And I'm here like, my love, don't ever approach a person because you don't know what they do.
yeah.
Igual que a lot of people criticize a lot of the really wealthy people, they don't give enough. You have no idea how much those wealthy people are giving.
True.
And before you criticize anybody, even if you're on unemployment, before you criticize anybody about how much they donate, at least why don't you give $1 out of your money? And then you can maybe say something. But
Exactly. If you want to help the community, want to do something, you don't have to have money. You can get services. You can press your knowledge, consultant, whatever you can. But money is not an obstacle to don't give back to the community or to wherever you come from or whatever your family is. Yeah, no, I agree. Tiene toda razón. So again, how did the people find that? Opportunity International, right?
opportunityinternational.com.
.com. Perfect. So I'll put in the description. Some people is interested on donating, or at least to know the stories. You don't have to donate, right? You just have to check it out.
Check it out.
Give it a chance.
Learn about what organizations are doing outside of the country. And don't get stuck in the fact of like, well, why am I putting money outside of the country and not in here? Listen, those people do not have unemployment checks. Those people do not have food coupons. Those people do not have free cell phones from the government. Those people cannot go to a hospital and not be turned down.
Yeah. Because they will.
They don't have what we have here.
Yeah. They don't have running water or hot water.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, or potable water.
Okay.
They don't have a 24 hours pharmacy or 24 hours Taco Bell.
Yes.
I mean, they don't.
And I know, oye, la hora se ha ido así.
I told you.
One thing that I do want to stress is before you walk out of your house, look at yourself. How do you feel on that day? Pay attention to what's going on in your life. If there's some struggles that you're going through, fix them before you leave your house. So you can protect yourself and you can protect others.
Yeah.
Because como we're talking here about don't be rude or nasty to other people, remember that if you walk out of your house in the wrong frame of mind, you can put yourself in danger. You can hurt yourself. And if something bad happens to you, think about the people who love you, how much they're going to suffer.
Yeah.
So just love yourself 24/7.
Nice. That's a nice ending for the podcast. And before we leave, besides that advice is amazing, any person that you know that might be interested on talking on the podcast?
Absolutely. I have, my beautiful neighbor, friend, and my doctor, Dr. Faride Ramos, who is a general practitioner, but she turned over into the functional medicine.
Oh, that's
She's
cool.
an amazing woman. I love Colombiana.
Mm-hmm.
I love her so much because of the human being that she is. She really looks at her patients and tries to fix them as organically and as natural as is possible for their body.
Yeah, it's a holistic approach.
Very holistic approach. If it doesn't work, awesome. She's got the knowledge to go the Western approach.
The other route. Yeah, the other route. Yeah, no, that's cool.
And aside from that, one thing that I also admire from her is that she gives back to the society. She came from Colombia. She worked very hard también. The language, pero she speaks English perfectly, writes it perfectly. It's an amazing doctor. Well, she now gives the opportunity to young doctors from Colombia, Venezuela,
that's cool,
to come to her practice. And they can continue their studies while they're working with her in her practice.
Wow, that takes a lot.
And I
Yeah,
have seen her staff from working from her with her going into their internships with hospitals and becoming.
that is awesome. That is awesome. That's yeah.
That's one human being that I think would be perfect for you to interview, because your listeners will get a lot of really good information from her for their health.
Yeah, no, yeah. I have today. I'll have a blast. You had a lot of information to give, and I think people hopefully appreciate it. And all I care is if one person only listen to this and take your advices and take this information to change their life better. That's all. That's to me. I made my goal. To me, I made it. That's it. Only one. All I care is one,
I agree.
and then we start from there.
We
Right? One little step.
On a later date, let's talk about rituals. Rituals people can implement on a daily basis
Yes,
that
of
can help
course.
them evolve and feel more comfortable and all that.
Yeah, really. This is just the part one. We have a part two, part three, part four.
See?
Yeah, don't worry about it. This is just number one episode, and hopefully I'll be in your podcast when you create yours.
You need to help me with that. I am looking
Oh, I
forward to
will.
it. I want it to be like comedia, really crazy.
You can, I was thinking you can call it a Rita time. Rita time.
Rita time. I love it. Rita time with a margarita. Me encanta because
There you go.
play on that. Rita time.
Perfect.
I love.
That is awesome. Yeah. So I'll help you with that. Don't worry about it.
Gracias, Nando. Gracias.
You're welcome. So, my listeners, thank you so much for staying here for an hour. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Rita, for being here and give so many advices. It's beautiful, wonderful. I really appreciate it. This will be the first time. Will be more episodes to do, which hopefully will happen soon.
Hope so too.
I
Thank
hope so.
you to all your listeners also. Gracias
thank you
for the time.
And don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like the channel if you're on YouTube, Spotify, all those things. Rita, if somebody want to talk to you and get more information about what you do or the Opportunity International, where people can find you?
At Rita at findingyourguru.com. So my name,
Perfect.
Rita, at findingyourguru.com.
Perfect. So if you guys have information, want to talk to Rita, want to have anything connection, that's you can find her. I will put that anyway on the description somewhere. And thank you so much, and thank you, Rita, again for this time. I have a blast.
Mi placer. De todo corazón.
Gracias. Gracias.
Gracias a todos. Besos.